travel from all over to experience Mardi Gras in New Orleans. From the costumes to the crowds to the music, there's nothing like it. Not in the States anyway. But what most folks see as a week or weekend of good times actually begins months in advance. BlackAtlas headed down to New Orleans to get a sneak preview of Mardi Gras 2010 and to experience the parts of Mardi Gras that are uniquely African American. I'm Venita, a New Orleans native and editor for BlackAtlas. I rode with the Zulu crew for 5 straight Mardi Gras. Zulu is a historically black parade crew and extremely popular with the crowds. My friend Bernard Newell, we call him Bunny, is head of the Zulu Parade Dukes.
I'm the chairman of the Parade Dukes, and I've been the chairman of the Parade Dukes since 2003. I started riding with the Dukes in 2000.
Zulu started 101 years ago when a group of black day workers decided to poke fun at Rex, the king of carnival. They were too poor for costumes, so they dressed up in grass skirts and covered their faces with black paint.
All of the characters, all the character float riders must wear it. The king and queen, don't blackface. Their maids don't blackface, and the duchess don't blackface. Everyone else have to blackface.
Though controversial, the tradition has continued. Today, even Zulu's white members wear blackface. Tawana is a parade duchess and has been for the last 8 years. Getting ready for carnival is a lot of work and is very expensive, but she wouldn't trade it for the world.
The dress, the headpiece, you can be anywhere between $800 and $1,000 depending on how much you embellish it, what kind of accessories you put with it. It just depends on how elaborate you get.
The public won't see the results of all this hard work until Fat Tuesday, but a few lucky insiders get a preview during the big reveal balls. Each section of the crew, from the king and queen to the parade dukes, has their own ball shortly after the new year. It's invitation only and very competitive. Each costume is an attempt to outdo the next. I went with Bunny the afternoon of the ball to pick up his costume. Miss Loretta, his costume maker, was putting on the finishing touches when we walked in. She lost everything after Katrina, but couldn't imagine not coming back home and doing what she loves.
I started making Bunny costume. What year you started with the Dukes?
In 2001.
2001, so I started in 2002.
And Bunny's won best costume.
Oh,
girls have won
so
best costume every year.
So many times. So many times.
It's been every year, right?
It's been every year except one. So 1 year we didn't win, and that was in 06, I think. And the thing was, I need to step down and,
Oh, so let somebody else win?
I love it. And that was my life dream to sew for the Zulu. And I fulfilled my dream.
Katrina is obviously a defining moment in New Orleans history. It's rare to talk with anyone from the city without them speaking about their lives in 2 parts, before and after the storm. Leah Chase of the legendary Dookie Chase restaurant is no exception. Known for her down-home Creole cooking, Leah and the restaurant played an important role in the city's civil rights movement.
This was a place where there were strategy sessions held. So before and after. So the common denominator here was the gumbo, right? And the fried chicken.
See if they go with the fried chicken. And I said, well, I feel like we changed the course of America right here over a bowl of gumbo. We didn't know I'm making so-called history. We didn't know that. We just did what we had to do. You never think you can be whammed away all at one time. But we were. Everything lost. Everything except the art on the wall lost. But I had been throughout this country raising money for everything and everybody, and they helped me get on my feet. So when people do that, then that means get up and go.
Though legendary, Zulus don't have a lock on the Black Mardi Gras experience or on elaborate costumes. The Mardi Gras Indians are African Americans who dressed up in hand-sewn costumes that pay homage to Native American culture. This tradition began over 100 years ago in the city's poor black areas. They called themselves tribes and chose Native American costumes to honor American Indians who helped runaway slaves. David Montana is chief of the Yellow Pocahontas tribe and is carrying on a family tradition.
All my life I always worked next to my father. I've taken what my daddy taught me and what I've learned about the sewing and the stitching of the costumes to another level. And of course my son is doing it behind me. Each one teach one. So that's where I'm at with this. It's greater than me. It's just special, you know, to say that my family did this for all these people, all these years.
Like most folks from New Orleans, I'm tied to the city, even though I now live in Chicago. The history here is so rich, and the people are survivors. They also know how to have a good time and throw one of the best parties on earth. I'm Venita for BlackAtlas.com.